Hello, everybody. It's Sean here. I wanted to shoot a video for you today, just add a little bit of color to this checklist. I first want to start by saying that there's a lot of fear mongering online. I think there's already too much of it. This product and this advice I'm going to give you is not fear mongering. Recessions are a natural part of the business cycle. The question is not, are we going to have a recession? It's when are we going to have a recession and how deep will it be? My personal belief is the next recession that we enter, possibly in the fall or the winter, is going to be deep. The reason for that is the market hates uncertainty. And two, these tariffs coming in at 25, 35% are massive. These are just self-imposed taxes that we're going to have to pay for fruits and vegetables and meats that we don't produce in this country. And we're going to have to pass those on to customers at a time when they can't afford them. It's not an ideal situation, which is why it's important for you to be ready. The last time we entered an uncertain market was COVID. COVID is very different than a typical recession because no one could have predicted it, and it just has different functionality. Ironically, I did this process with my clients about 2 months before COVID hit, and the ones that did it and prepared themselves not only survived the recession, they thrived in it because they trimmed the business up, just like getting your house ready for a storm. Of course, you're going to come out better out of a hurricane than your neighbor who didn't board the windows and batten down the hatches. So let's go. I'll take you through this. You might not be able to do it all, but do what you can. And every little thing that you work on, you're going to give yourself better odds. Step one, this is where a lot of bar and restaurant owners fall down on a daily basis. During good times, we spend money, we repair things, we pull profits, we get bonuses. During bad times, we just don't have that money left. So here's what I'm suggesting for step number one. To get one or two people on your team who are pretty good with numbers, you allocate them some time, and they get to work on this, and they show you their work. First off, go line by line and pose the question, do I need this? Do you have 3 subscriptions that you don't need? Do you still should be buying X amount of propane for your patio, when you're not getting the traffic out there? Whatever it is, just look at every single expense that you have and see what you can eliminate or cut back. Secondly, before everyone else rushes to the queue, talk with all of your suppliers and see what you can negotiate. Tell them you need to trim the business up. You're considering replacing some items, and just say, hey, I need you to see if you can give me some relief on some of these items here. They came up with $2,500 almost as soon as they opened their mouth across the board for the month. That's 30 grand in the bank that doesn't have to get spent. So you got to ask, you got to be thoughtful. You got to do some research online, find out other pricing, alternate suppliers, and then go and negotiate. Having 2 months of operational expenses in reserve is massive. So if things do get really tough, you're able to pay your bills. You're able to keep going. 2 months is a guide that I like to use. For some people, if you had a month worth of OPEX put away, you'd be a lot better off than you were. And other people that are more conservative look at 3 months. So figure out where you're at today and see where you can get to over the next couple of months. But my restaurants, when we were leading into a recession, I organized a credit card that was a $100,000 limit. I put it in its own little lockbox inside of my safe that wasn't to be used. I never used it, but I knew I got 100 grand there if the shit hits the fan. Insurance policies are ever fluctuating things. Drill down into it, use ChatGPT to do your research, talk to your insurance company, see what you can trim up, right? Just doing this alone could be a big win for your business. I know for a fact that the best storytellers in our industry win. You need to, regardless of recession, you need to start telling stories better. And you want to build tribes. With ChatGPT now, you can, or any AI, you can write one blog, have 3 description of 3 different customer types and have it adjusted for those. Shorter, tighter, funnier, punchier. But build tribes, speak in their language. So make sure that you're doing that and that your whole team is building that SMS list and that email and phone number list. Your team should be tracking every week how many new pieces of data that you're able to capture, and therefore you're able to communicate what's coming up, what you're working on, what's meaningful to you, the mistakes you're making, the pressure being put on the business, whatever it is. Make your guests the insider. Revisit your hospitality strategy. If you write us and say, hey, Sean, give us a video on the hospitality strategy, I'll send you the video. But if your staff can't articulate your hospitality strategy on the back of a piece of paper, you don't have one. I don't care what you know, what the owners know, what managers know, it doesn't matter. What do your bartenders, servers, and hosts know? How do they convert a drop-in guest into a regular customer? That's what matters. You want to have some sort of referral or loyalty program in place. Ask your friends and colleagues, look at 5 different ones, pick the one for you, and go for it. And I had my team every week. We connected with 5 local businesses. So over the course of the next 10 weeks, you could be connected. You've invited 50 local businesses in. You want people to know you. You want your neighbors to know you. That you want them to recommend you. So build a relationship, create a database, talk to them regularly. And then for us, we had our internal tribe of 500 people per guest type. And we talked to those people. We offered them things. We built raving fans out of them. So deepen those relationships. Okay, number 4, labor and leadership optimization. So what I really recommend you doing every trimester, every 16 weeks, put it on your calendar to rate all of your staff. Who are your A's, right? Your top 20%. Who are your B's, the middle 60? Who are your C's, the bottom 20? Those are often new people or people that are just a little bit behind the curve. And then figure out what you need to do to move them up. An old mentor of mine used to say, if every one of your team members doesn't know where they stand in the pack, so am I your number 1 bartender, your number 10 bartender, and the 2 or 3 things I need to do to improve, you're not leading a team. You're just managing a schedule. You want to cross-train team members if the economy gets tough. Rather than cutting people, maybe you can move someone over. Maybe you can have a bar back that could step up during a quiet time to assist the bartender. Maybe you can have a host support somebody on the floor, right? So we want to cross-utilize so that we can give our best people the right amount of hours. And sometimes to do that, we have to be cross-trained. It becomes really important during tough times to keep the energy up and to keep the training up. We had 3 to 6 minute pre-shift lessons, right? On hospitality, on recommendations, on deepening a relationship with a guest, on ways to make someone's night, on ways to create instant rapport. These aren't just buzzwords. These are things that makes your business great, but you have to teach them, you have to model them, and then you have to expect them. And then you have to coach that on the floor. And again, when business gets tough, it's more important to be transparent, right? People say, well, what if the numbers aren't great and people panic and leave? Good people don't leave. Bad people do. They're opportunists. Good people want to lean in and help the team win. And they know you're going to get through it. It's a recession. Everyone's going through it. Step number 5, controlling the narrative. If your business doesn't have a social media captain that you appoint for 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days, someone to really help out and drive, if I owned a restaurant, I'd post every day. And I'd have, actually, if you write us and say, hey, give us the 100 dirty reps, it's 100 ideas to write every day to your audience, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, to make it interesting and have fun with it. If it's left to your GM or the owner, it's not going to get done. When something urgent comes up, that gets put on the back burner. Give it to a host, a bartender, people that are socially savvy, and they'll get it done. Behind the scenes is great as well. You guys take for granted, like people like to see the inside of the cool room when it's clean, prepping for a shift, the chef walking you through making a cool ingredient that you guys are known for. Step number 6, this is a good time to start tracking guest counts, labor costs, food costs, check averages, all of these things that make your business work. Net promoter score. You ask your guests when they're leaving the building in the billfold or a little iPad or through a text message, how likely are you to recommend us to a friend or family based on what you experienced today? Only 9s and 10s are promoters. 7, 8s are entirely neutral, and 6 and lower are detractors of your business. The second question you can ask them is, what's the number 1 reason for your rating? The 9s and 10s will tell you what you did right. The 6 and below will tell you what you did wrong. It's hard to see sometimes, but it makes or breaks your business. Step number 7, when times are tough, you got to stay on the offense. Keep your foot on the gas. So make sure you're setting department level goals. You're charging individuals with getting outcomes. You're recruiting A players even when you're not hiring. You're always talking. If I found an A+ player walk through my door, I get rid of a C. Someone who just has been asked month after month to improve and can't, they're better off down the road than with you. And you got to make room for people. And you got to stay calm and stay connected. Final thought here, reflections, questions for meetings. Again, if you don't run a weekly leadership meeting, You really should during tough times. You can do that on Zoom. You don't all have to come in on your day off or when you're not working. You can talk about which category poses the biggest risk to your business. Left unchanged right now. Have your team read through this, watch this video, and write the top 3 that they think are going to be your soft spots. What 3 actions can you take this week? Which team members should own each action? And how will you measure success over the next 30 days while you prepare? All of this can be done in 30 to 60 days if you divvy it up and get some help with it. So, guys, this is the breakdown here. Host your leadership meeting, assign priorities. You want to get active with your email list and your text list now. You don't wait till the market slows down. You want to engage your audience now. Reconnect with a certain amount of guests every week. Make them the insider. And then you want to review progress every week. Have a critical dashboard, a red, yellow, green dashboard. If you don't have one of those, email us and we'll send it to you. Our RYG dashboard, it's the easiest and highest impact thing you can install into your business. So those are some ideas for you guys. We are getting ready to go around the country on a Masterclass Tour. If you're interested in that, let us know. We'd love to see you in your city. And if there's anything I talked about today that I mentioned that you do not have, I'm going to give to you. You just ask us. Just say, hey, can you give me this? Best person to email about that is Ali, A-L-I, at Fintergroup, F for Freddie, INTERGROUP.com. And that's it, folks. I hope this has been helpful. I really do want to help. I know what it's like. I used to own 8 bars and restaurants. I know how difficult it is. I know what a roller coaster can be. The better prepared you are going into a recession, the better off you're going to be. I want to help you do that.